Hey y'all, what's good? What's poppin'? So for today's video, I kind of just wanted to do an informal get ready with me chit chat sort of video. So I just want to do like a little story time, just chit chat, you know, get ready. I'm gonna go out and hang out with some friends later tonight, so I gotta clean up. As you can see, she's looking a little busted, but we're gonna fix that. Before we get into it though, I just wanna say thank you to all my new subscribers out there. Thank you for tuning into the channel, for clicking that subscribe button and being here. If you're new to this channel and you haven't already, just go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can stay tuned into all my content, and make sure you also click the bell button as well so you get a notification. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Yeah, so this is gonna be like a super informal video. I'm kind of just gonna be chit-chatting. I'll show you guys what I'm using, but I'm not really going to be explaining what I'm doing. It's going to be more of like a chit chat. Before I get into it though, I do want to say I did apply this Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen as a sunscreen earlier, like maybe a couple hours ago, like 2 or 3 hours ago. So this is both a sunscreen and a base for your makeup. It has a bunch of silicone ingredients, so it gives your skin a blurred effect. So I do have that on. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Dior Backstage foundation because I haven't used this in a minute. And I'm also gonna mix that with a pump of this Marc Jacobs Coconut Dewdrops highlighter. One of my subscribers is always commenting, you know, mix that with your foundation because it'll give you this nice dewy effect. So I'm gonna do it and see how it turns out, because I think the Backstage foundation has a satiny finish. I don't remember, but we're gonna see. So today I just want to talk to you guys about a friend of a roommate that I had in college. This was from basically like the beginning of my junior year to like halfway through my senior year. I don't know if y'all have seen on my channel a long time ago, I did a video talking about the roommates I had freshman year, just kind of like a little ranty video on that whole situation and that whole hot mess. You could call this like a bad roommate video part 2. Even though this wasn't my roommate who was the issue, it was my roommate's friend, you know what I'm saying? I mean, homeboy was there so much, he might as well have been a roommate. Like, the only time he really wasn't there was when he was sleeping. Okay, I'm gonna take this Eco Tools foundation brush and apply it. Okay, so let me tell you. Like I said, I met him the beginning of my fall junior year of college, fall semester. And at first, he was really nice, for sure. Oh my god, I need to really adjust this, hold on. Anyways, just had to fix that. So homeboy like really knew how to be like charming, you know what I mean? But it was like definitely to get his way. It wasn't because that was genuinely him. Like, he showed his true colors real quick. He was nice at first. Ugh, like I could not stand him. I remember one time I walked up to my room after work and he's in there chilling with my roommate. My roommate is chilling on his bed, but then his friend is chilling on my bed, right? Smoking a cigarette, because my bed was right next to the window. And I guess he was like trying to ash out the window, but he was literally ashing it on my freaking sheets. And I'm like, literally was going off on him. And he's just like, what's your problem? And I'm like, are you for real right now? Okay, yes, that is like a really nice base. I'm just gonna go ahead and just apply just a little bit more in some of these areas that need a little bit more coverage. And he was always on some shady shit. Like, okay, so let me tell you, it was junior year, winter semester. So like the way most schools, at least like a lot of schools that my other friends went to, the way their schools would work, they would get out for a winter break. I'd say like 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas, you know what I'm saying? And then they would have break from whenever they got out until maybe a week after the new year, and then they'd be back like the 1st or 2nd week of January. The way my school worked was we would go and do fall semester up until a week before Christmas, and then we had a academic break from, you know, Christmas through the new year, and then there was winter semester from the beginning of January until the beginning of February. And so I was not living on campus during winter semester because there was no point to living on campus winter semester if I wasn't attending class, because I had a job back home, all this and that. I wanted to spend time with family. So I went home for winter break. I was home from around the middle of December to around the beginning of February. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Bareminerals Bare Pro 16-Hour Concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and instead of applying it directly to the skin, I'm gonna actually take it on my Morphe M173 brush and I'll stipple it on the skin in the areas where I need coverage, because I feel like it's a lot easier to just apply it that way. So my roommate's friend had gotten in a fight with his parents, and essentially they had kicked him out. You know, they were telling him like basically figure it out. And he asked my roommate if he could stay in our apartment, because even though school was out, we still had to pay rent, we still had the lease, you know what I mean, for the whole year. So technically we did have the space. So my roommate said, you know, yeah, you could stay in the apartment, it's fine. I'm pretty sure my roommate offered for him to sleep on his bed. I'm not 100% sure about that. There might have been some discrepancies. Maybe my roommate did offer for his friend to sleep on my bed, but you know, there was some lapse of communication somewhere in there because I was not informed, and I probably would not have found out had it not been for the fact that homeboy was having his boyfriend visit him over winter break because his boyfriend was off from school too, and they were sleeping in my bed and the sheets were all fucked up, so you know what they was doing. And you know, for you to disrespect me the way that you did and to be doing that behind my back without my permission, like, ugh, right, okay, so sleeping in my bed, didn't ask for permission to sleep in my bed, having sex in my bed, didn't even like, you know, didn't even like take it upon himself to wash my sheets or at the very least make my bed before I came back to at least, you know, like you couldn't even like at least try and deceive me. So I had my moment, but you know, I let it pass. And then spring break is coming up and this is where things got interesting. So spring break is coming up and me, my roommate, and my roommate's friend had all decided to go somewhere together. Fast forward to March and we're planning for spring break. So initially we wanted to go to Canada. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of my e.l.f. HD powder and just powder my under eyes. Oh my god, oh here it is, girl. Ass too fat, covering everything up. We initially wanted to go to Canada, right? And so they were talking about going to Quebec. Now I had wanted to go to Ontario, partly because, first of all, none of us speak French, like y'all tried it. But also, I remember at the time, so the whole reason why we wanted to go to Canada was so that we could go out and drink. And I know that at the time, my roommate's friend wasn't gonna be 19 until after spring break, and the drinking age in Ontario was 19, but the drinking age in Quebec was 18. So I was really pushing for Ontario, you know, trying to be petty and whatnot. And then the whole spring break in Canada falls through anyways because my roommate's passport was expired and it wasn't gonna be ready in time for the trip, right? So instead, my roommate's friend suggested we go to Boston. Now, a little thing about my roommate's friend. Guys, I'm a mess. Okay. I'm gonna use my Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade 5. One thing y'all should know about my roommate's friend, if you haven't guessed this already, well, first of all, let me tell you, if you guys believe in the zodiac, his sign was an Aries, and he was definitely, you know, like, the epitome of a stereotypical Aries. Was like very combative, you know, always had to have a say. He was a type, like, you know, if he didn't like something, he would make it known, he would vocalize it, but like, it wasn't just like a stating his point sort of thing. He would insistently keep being a bitch, basically, until he got his way about whatever it was. Like, you know, if we were in the car and he didn't like the music that was on, you know, he would say something until he got the aux. If we were at home and he didn't like what was on Netflix, he would say something until we let him choose the show. And mind you, this whole time, like I said, he was not paying rent. Like, homeboy, like, who are you? But anyways, so he suggests that we go to Boston for spring break. Now, the tea is he had a boyfriend that went to college in Boston at the time. So, I mean, we kind of like saw through it. You know, we saw his ulterior motives right away, me and my roommate. And honestly, I would not have agreed to it if it were not for the fact that I have family up there. You know, I was thinking ahead of the curve. I was thinking of an escape route, you know, because I know that me and my roommate's friend, me and him tend to be, you know, very combative, very butting heads. And so I definitely wasn't trying to stick it out through, you know, a shitty weekend on my spring break. So the only reason I agreed to go to Massachusetts was because I have family in the area. So if shit hit the fan, you know, I had an escape plan. I could just go stay with them for the weekend and then pick them up on Sunday and hope they had their attitudes fixed. But luckily I didn't have to do that. First of all, we left at freaking 2 in the morning. No, we left at 1 in the morning because I remember we got to Times Square at around 3. I went to school around like 2 hours outside of New York City. My roommate's friend literally was like at midnight, like, oh, let's just like leave now. We'll have a whole day if we just leave now, you know. Fuck sleep, I guess, you know. We ended up sleeping through half the day anyways, but that's besides the point. We left at freaking 1 in the morning, got to Times Square at 3, got to Massachusetts at like 7, 8, and had breakfast and fell asleep until like 2 in the afternoon. So like, that whole plan was jank anyways. Homeboy spent like most of the weekend fighting with his boyfriend, honestly. There was one day where we were all like out on the roof. Homeboy and his boyfriend were standing like right by the edge and they were fighting and they started yelling and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to tone it down because I'm technically an eyewitness This whole trip was his idea to begin with, but he never pitched in any gas. He only drove for a total of, I'd say, an hour and a half, and it's 7 hours each way, so you do the math. And the thing is, like, my roommate was such a wholesome person. Like, I just don't understand, you know, how they were friends for so long. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't. I'm gonna take this Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge. This is in the shade Blush Rose, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this on my lips because it's like a nice, perfect, your lip but better color, you know what I'm saying? Like, just watch. Y'all are gonna see. Like, you see how I swiped that on and it's like my lip color didn't change at all, but like, it just looks perfect. This layer is well with a chapstick too, so I like that, unlike the Bite Beauty multi-stick. No shade at the Bite Beauty one, it was nice, it just didn't layer well with chapstick, but this does. So you get that nice glossy effect, and you can also use this on your cheeks just as a blush. So I'm just gonna tap just a little bit. This color gives you like a nice, healthy, natural flush. And then instead of using my finger, I'm just gonna take a clean Real Techniques brush and just stipple that out. Basically, his friend was the worst. I'm glad that I no longer have to deal with this individual. I mean, I wish them well. I wish everyone well, even people that do me wrong. But I would also not be upset if I never see him again. Oh my gosh, and the worst part, the Airbnb that we stayed at, first of all, we all paid the same price for it, but the way it was set up was there was like this sofa bed, you know what I'm saying, like those sofas that turn into a bed, and then there was, I believe it was a king size bed actually, like in a bedroom. And honestly, the way I think would have been more fair would be like, you know, if two of us had slept on a king bed and one of us had slept on the sofa mattress. But my roommate's friend literally had me and my roommate sharing the sofa mattress, and him and his boyfriend were sharing the king bed, which, you know, would not bother me had it not been for the fact, like I said, we all paid the same price for the room. You know what I'm saying? That just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Just the lack of consideration for others and just prioritizing ourselves. And to of it all, he went to go visit his boyfriend, and they ended up breaking up because of that whole trip, which I had called from the beginning. You know, I said that they were gonna break up, and not that I wanted to wish that into existence, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that type of person, but just from what I had seen was going on before we even went on spring break, just what I saw going on behind the scenes, I was like, this is not gonna end up well. There is definitely gonna be a breakup at some point. I don't know, Homeboy was just mad contradictory too. Like, he was always talking about, you know, income inequality and, you know, fuck the bourgeois, fuck capitalism. And it's like, when we were on spring break in Boston, he literally bought like 3 Balmain t-shirts, like over $200. Mind you, we ended up getting a $60 parking ticket at the Airbnb we stayed at because apparently the spot that we parked in was like permit parking only. And we had agreed to just pay it because, you know, $60 worth of parking tickets for 3 days would have been like the same price we would have paid to just park in a parking garage anyways, you know what I'm saying? So we all agreed to just split it 3 ways. So I paid my 20, my roommate paid his 20, and then I put in a request on Cash App from his friend for the 20 from him, and it never went through. And I checked my Cash App like a month later and he canceled it. And I was like, okay, petty. But whatever, I'll remember that. Forgive, but never forget. But I digress. He was just like such a contradictory person. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, literally was always attacking the bourgeois and the privileged, but it's like, sis, you are the bourgeois, you are the privileged, like, have a seat. Lived off his parents' money, had multiple sugar daddies, was always shopping luxury. Some people really are just like living cartoon characters. I can't. But that's the end of this video. This is just like a nice little basic look. I decided to go with a little bit more of a full coverage foundation because I did have some issues going on, but otherwise I'm keeping it pretty simple. I didn't even contour or nothing like that. Just decided to throw on some blush and do the brows up a little bit. So yeah, that's the completed look, and that's it for this video. Let me know what y'all think of this concept, yo. Let me know if you guys like these sort of ranty storytime videos, if you want me to do more. I have a whole bunch of other topics I want to talk about if y'all like them. Like, I want to talk about exes, and I want to talk about embarrassing moments, and I want to talk about petty moments, and I want to talk about all this crazy stuff. Like, I got so many stories. So let me know if y'all like this video, and if you do, I have a lot more topics that I'd like to talk about, and I'll definitely sit down and film them sometime. So with that being said, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and also click the subscribe button and click the bell button so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Leave a comment below letting me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you liked about it, what you disliked, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. And with that being said, I'll be back shortly with a new video. Bye.